Welcome to Tinks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional women. That's the recording time of 1:39 p.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum contract $3,084, now about close to 4% so far. On the over crypto market, see clearly we're still selling off. Seems like the weekend affectation combined with the other macro affectation is still sustaining this downward bearish pressure at the moment. And just to keep tabs on what are these bearish pressure that we're seeing, in the overall crypto market, and also, well, obviously the equity market is not on today, but if it was on today, what would be happening? So the first one is obviously the Fed's meeting, right? The Fed's minutes came out specifically on Tuesday or Wednesday, depicting on the December meeting, right? And based on the verbiage in the transcript, it seems like it's a little bit more bearish. Talk about the quantitative tapering. It seems like they're going to be shaving their asset purchasings from $120 billion to $30 billion, but it's going to sustain even further and longer going forward. And when you hear that tapering, obviously it will translate into not putting more money into the circulations of the market, but at the same time, it has to be balanced out with the bond yields interest rates, right? So it spiked to 1.75% on Thursday, and then on Friday, subsequently to 1.81%. So definitely a relatively sizable jump, despite the numbers small. But in historical perspective, it's definitely a record number, right? So that's the first affectation. The other affectation is with respect to obviously as you have heard from Kazakhstan, right? Their energy shutdown. And as Kazakhstan being the second largest Bitcoin mining countries in the world, it will have a direct correlation, to hinder the price level for Bitcoin, will subsequently drag down the entire market, not just specifically for Bitcoin. It's not it's not like has to do with anything with respect to supply and demand dynamics. It's just that it's cut off, so there's less circulations that's being mined to be added into the equation, which subsequently can be a hindrance, right? So it's more of an adjacent affectation. So that's the second one, right? The third one is with respect to more the Omicron news. We've been getting, pushed left and right by this virus, and it's not helping with the other triangulations, right? And we know that the Omicron is going to hinder the job numbers. The Omicron is going to hinder the economical outlook. It seems like, obviously the US government is doing what they are tactically the best to maneuver and, fight against this. But it seems like the cases are still statistically surging, right? Just on the East Coast specifically. Over 100,000 people got, Omicron diagnosed just yesterday. And this is happening like on a daily basis. So that's like a lot of people, right? Just specifically on the tri-state region, not in the U.S., but just the tri-state region, right? So that's relatively alarming. Another one would be more of a, I guess, not the most macro, but it's still something that people will experience. Is the weekend affectation, right? Today is a Saturday, and we saw selling pressure starting from yesterday on Friday, and today's a Saturday, which also sustains. And on the media front, today I don't really see anything that is, I would say more left field or right field, more positive. It's relatively just more neutral, regurgitating the downward pressure that we've been sustaining so far. So the whole entire morning so far, we're about like past noon now, has just been relatively trading on the sideways fashion around 3,150. As you can see clearly as the day degrades, as the West Coast people start to wake up a little bit more, right? We did broke back down to the 3,072, which is the level that we hit today, and we're kind of bouncing slightly at the moment to see how that goes, right? And something to watch out for is with respect to Sunday is the news, right? It typically pops up starting around like 4:30 p.m. to like 6 p.m. On the Eastern time. That's when like the international side of the house start to wake up. That's when the press start to becoming more active. And that will subsequently stir into the mixture of the price level that we're at right now, right? So that's the high-level synopsis on the macro affectation. In terms of the micro, let's dive straight into the technicals to see how are the people thinking about this psychologically, what's going on right now. So obviously, with respect to the recording time of 1:44 p.m. on the Eastern time, Ethereum currently $3,081, now about 3.56%. Right, currently we're basically hovering above the 3,000 mark, right? And with respect to Bitcoin, it's hovering around the 41,000 mark, right? Right now we extreme, like I'm talking about like very, very oversold, 26.68 out of 70. So very oversold. This is historical low on the RSI's perspective. Seems like just more fear and panic. Obviously, when people are following the herd like sheeps, they are going to be following the herd like sheeps, and which most investors are going to be doing so. And for those that think logically, would be taking a relatively more aggressive approach into doing the opposite right now by incurring the logical risk by buying the dips right now. And at the moment, it's really an outlier into the chart. You could see clearly we're very submerged, and at the same time, you could see the separation between the lines on the MACD. So this is a overreaction, to be honest with you. And remember, whatever goes up really, really fast comes down just as fast. But whatever goes down just as fast comes up just as fast. Remember that, right? So we have had basically, so today's, the 8th. So we had 3 days of consecutive escalate down. Obviously coming from the Fed's meeting, the minutes that came out, right? So right now it's still a good level to buy right now. Like if I keep drilling the oil down, let's say 2,850, that would just not be logical at all. Like unless you go down to like this 14, 15 out of 70. But I personally have never seen something like that. So I think 3,000 is pretty much the bottom. We'll obviously test somewhere around like the 2,950 because it's a flat number, or 2,900. But that is going to be a stretch, to be honest with you. And respect to Bitcoin, it's a flat right now, but obviously it's not as severe in comparison to Ethereum because it's a larger asset with the 28 out of 70 right now. So in terms of the scale, it's relatively comparable. And right now, it's we bounced from the 40.73.5 earlier, yesterday night. And right now with the 41, which is a comfort level, makes sense. So still a level to incur risk, that's logical. I think this will be a terrible idea to sell at the moment, right? I think a lot of people will be, unfortunately, will still be using their emotions to trade. Like, oh my god, I lost so much money. I don't want to, keep bleeding until like it bleeds off completely. So right now, it's actually, it's important that you rewire your brain to think logically. Like, you know what, I need to step up right now. I need to be more aggressive right now. So technicals never lies, right? I'm not a wizard, nor am I that smart to predict the future. I'm not a clairvoyant, but like technicals never lies, and this is something we have to stay and believe in the numbers, not in feelings, right? Dogecoin is very oversold right now, 31 out of 70. Anywhere from current level all the way down to like the 1463 is still a good level. I don't think 1302 makes any sense. It was just basically a leverage wipeout. And this makes sense because Dogecoin is one of those that people will leverage a lot to buy a lot. So that's why the sharp drop look like this. Right now, it's not a terrible level to incur risk right now. We're very oversold. Cardano is down about 3%. We broke the 119, right? So we see that we broke 116 to basically try to test the 115, right? With the 37 out of 70. So right now is, incur logical risk. We're very oversold. So Cardano is one of those that, if you believe in long term, is still a good level to incur risk at. Solana is down about close to 2% as well. You can see that we're bouncing from the 133 all over again with the 29 out of 70. So very oversold, and you can see clearly we're bouncing right now, reversing up. So Solana again, right, 155, which we broke, 133, 113 are the levels, right? XRP is down about 3.16% so far, at 74 cents at the moment. 34 out of 70, so anywhere from current level down to 69 will still be a lot better level. I think 69 is a stretch, but put your limit order in if we get in. But I think right now we're just kind of hovering on a sideways fashion around the flat number, 75, right? Polkadot is down about 8% right now. At the moment, 23.88. We're pretty much like approximately at the bottom, right? Anywhere from current level to the 23.25 would be the bottom technically. ALGORAND's down about 8% right now at the 135. So again, 135 to below to 125 is still a good level for us. Shiba Inu is at the strike zone at the moment, but at the upper echelon of the strike zone, not like perfect level. Anywhere from current level all the way down to the 910 will still be a good level for us. MagTag broke $2. So this is coming true. Technical is in full fruition right now, so the next landing zone will be somewhere around like the 190, which is not a real level, but real level is 175 from here. AVAX down about 7% right now. We're touching it right now. Amazing. See, 80 is exactly the level we talked about. 81 specifically. So technical is true, and 80 to 60 is still good level to incur risk. Luna down about 6.29%, anywhere from 62, 52 to 45 from here, with the 36 out of 70 at the moment. And with respect to Enron, with the 185, we're like drilling oil like crazy right now. We had the 27.39 out of 70, so very oversold, like crazy oversold. I'm like, this is, I could understand some people would be panicking, and November 23rd was when we're at the 541. So right now the 185, so oof, that's a really, I hope, most of us, I hope, some people are probably in bright red right now, in huge red territory. I hope that you guys were able to get out of it when you were surging crazy, how you could see the outlier on the MACD front. So this is absolutely no joke. Wow, that's enormous just oppositions. With respect to risk management level, these are level to identify for the respective coins. You can see that clearly we are in the steal level, even below it so far. So very oversold across the market right now. So the ones that take logical risks would be loading up right now, like Charles Munger's. He's been loading up on a lot of tech stocks. I don't think he's an investor in crypto, but that's like a same correlations to the equity side as well and the crypto side as well. So let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you, and I look forward to meeting with my Patreon members on a one-on-one basis tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. Let me know how it goes on your Saturday, and hope you guys stay safe and take care.